Subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon to get the latest updates.
The world's largest iceberg is now on a dangerous, inevitable collision course towards the South Georgia Island. This collision will likely occur soon, and when it does, it is going to bring upon the island extremely devastating environmental and wildlife destruction. And unfortunately, there is nothing we can do to stop it. In this video, we're going to discuss a lot of glaciology. We're going to talk about ice shelves, ice sheets, icebergs, glaciers, and what the difference between all of them is. And of course, what is happening with this A68A, the iceberg that is now heading towards South Georgia Island. My name is Sandhya Ramesh, and this is Pure Science. A68 is an iceberg that broke off from the Larsen C ice shelf in July of 2017. This ice shelf is of course at Antarctica. It made big news in 2017 when this carving or breaking off occurred and this iceberg started moving northward. Now, when we talk about icebergs, the first thing that we typically tend to think of is of course the one that sank the Titanic. When the Titanic sank, reports back then indicated that the iceberg that the Titanic hit was about 100 feet high and maybe about 400 feet long. The A68 iceberg is 150 kilometers long. When it broke off or carved off from the Larsen C ice shelf, its surface area was 6,000 square kilometers. It is enormous in both size and weight. Let's look at where the iceberg came from. The Larsen C ice shelf is the last ice shelf in the Antarctic Peninsula. Ice shelves are tongues of ice. They are permanent floating sheets of ice that are connected to a landmass. Most ice shelves today are found around the Antarctic, but there are some in the northern hemisphere as well. Ice shelves surround nearly 75% of the coastline of Antarctica, and they span an area of 1.5 million square kilometers here. Just the ice shelf size is equivalent to the Greenland ice sheet. Ice shelves surround nearly 75% of the coastline of Antarctica, and they span an area of over 1.5 million square kilometers, a size that is roughly equivalent to the Greenland ice sheet. Ice sheets, if the ice is entirely on land, it's called an ice sheet. If the ice sheet moves into water, it's called an ice shelf. Ice shelf actually acts as a barrier that keeps all the ice sheets in. It keeps the continental ice in. If the ice shelves break off, the ice sheets on land will eventually slide off into the ocean. Another name for ice sheets on land is continental glaciers. And when small parts of these glaciers break off and drift into the ocean with the currents, they are called icebergs. So when the A68 iceberg carved off the Larsen C ice shelf, it reduced the size of the ice shelf by a big 12%. The 6,000 square kilometer mass, weighing 1 trillion tons, then started to move northwards. The berg didn't continue to remain just in one giant piece. It did break off into multiple smaller pieces over the past 3 years. So when icebergs break up into parts, the naming convention is that the parent berg gets an A at the end of the name, and the daughter bergs get B and C and so on, according to the order in which they are birthed. As A68 birthed A68B first and then A68C, both of whom were bigger icebergs than the smaller A68D, which broke off this year. So what is now drifting towards South Georgia is A68A, the parent iceberg. After B, C and D broke off, the surface area of A68A is still 4,800 square kilometers with a length of 158 kilometers, and it is also 48 kilometers wide. Its surface area is almost twice the size of Goa, slightly smaller than Sikkim, about the size of Palestine. Now, if we look at a map of the southern hemisphere, we can see that the South Georgian island is very tiny. It is located between South America, Africa and Antarctica, and is in fact a British overseas territory. South Georgia is 167 kilometers long and it's about 37 kilometers wide. The iceberg is roughly around the same size as the island that it's about to collide with, except with a much larger surface area. South Georgia is a place you and I might not have really heard of, but we've definitely seen in nature documentaries. It is a place with no tree cover, but it is breeding ground for many different types of seals and penguins. The island is teeming with other kinds of wildlife as well. This island is often also referred to as a graveyard for icebergs because as icebergs break off Antarctica, they flow northwards with the water currents, which in this region swirl around the continent of Antarctica in the anti-clockwise direction, and then they go upwards. Most icebergs follow this current and this route, which takes them directly towards the South Georgia island. Normally, most icebergs break up in the open ocean, but A68A is still huge and it's not breaking up into smaller chunks yet. Additionally, what happens is that the island has a continental shelf. A continental shelf is a continent or land that extends into the water. And this is shallow, it's not deep, and it's underwater. So then, when icebergs float towards here, the part of the berg that's under the water, called the keel, gets stuck in the continental shelf. This is a process called seabed gouging, and this displaces soil, causing a lot of damage to the shallow water ecosystem in these areas. But the thing with A68A is that this iceberg does not have much of a keel. Keel is underwater, sail is above water, just like with boats, and A68A's keel is just about 200 meters in thickness. It is a large tabular iceberg, a large flattish iceberg. So now the fear is that it doesn't have enough of a keel to get wedged in the seabed far away from land, but it has enough freedom to now approach the island all the way towards the coast. Once it gets stuck there, closer to the coast, it spells trouble because at this point it will be stuck there for 10 years before it can break away, come unstuck, or melt. And this has very serious implications for both wildlife and human economy in this area. Penguins here, especially king penguins, they have a very long breeding cycle spanning nearly 15 to 16 months. First, there's mating that happens in September to about November, and penguins are serially monogamous. They have only one mate and they stay faithful to each other, and they split egg hatching duties in shifts. Eggs are laid and a majority of chicks are hatched by the end of December every year. After the hatching process is done, groups of chicks come together and form a creche, and it's scientifically called a creche, where they're all together and are watched over by some adult individuals. Meanwhile, most adult penguins take off hunting and foraging for food, and they are gone for up to 15 to 16 days or sometimes a little longer. And just like with other birds, when penguins are out looking for food as well, they swallow it, and then when they meet their chicks, they regurgitate the food. Now, what would happen when the A68A iceberg gets wedged to the island is that the adult penguins will take a lot longer to reach the waters, and then even more to get back to their chicks. This means that they will not be able to reach their chicks in time, and the chicks would then die of hunger and starvation. And this has happened before when a large iceberg called A38B, which was about 35 kilometers by 40 kilometers, got stuck to the island, resulting in the deaths of thousands of penguin chicks and seal pups. All of the baby animals washed up on the island's beaches. If this year's chicks die, biologists estimate that the population of penguins will drop by a 10%. Seals might do a little better because they produce milk to feed their young, but we don't know for how long and how easily they will survive. The collision will also impact the local economy in the entire southern Sandwich Islands region because it will attack fisheries. It will make waters in the area uninhabitable and inhospitable. It will in fact even have an effect on the phytoplankton there because of the melting fresh water, which changes the salt concentrations in those waters. This then of course has a cascading effect that will then affect other species of fish. There is some long-term benefit to this iceberg being there. Icebergs do carry with them lots of dust, which they then deposit wherever they get stuck and which can then end up fertilizing the area and the waters. However, that is for the longer term. For now, what we have to expect is ecological damage. Sadly, this is inevitable. Since breaking off from the Larsen C ice shelf, the iceberg has traveled over 1500 kilometers, and right now it is a mere 50 kilometers from the South Georgia island.